Welcome back to the Let's Play Satisfactory series. We were doing conveyor belt spaghetti, so let's get back to conveyor belt spaghetti. Maybe I can start producing some rotors. Meanwhile, I got my daughter running around here with me today, eating that lovely bacon. I am doing this video like first thing after waking up, so excuse me if I sound a little groggy. Oh, coffee. Oh man, I was having some fun yesterday. I played some Mountain Blade Bannerlord 2. I played some, which I haven't played it in forever, but I played some Divinity 2 as well. That was actually a lot of fun. I'm gonna continue doing that. Oh. How much conveyor belt spaghetti I got going on. Oh my god. So much spaghetti. Alright. We're going to start this episode off pretty much what I do on every episode. And go get some concrete. Oh, no, let's try to make it through all this madness I got here. Back to the concrete. I mean, I was checking out some videos. I've been trying not to look at anything and just trying to kind of make my way through it, you know, keep it as natural as I can. But I watched a couple of seconds of a couple of videos, and it looks like once you get to a certain point, almost everything you have gets pretty spaghetti style as far as conveyor belts go. Alright, picked up my concrete. We're gonna go make some more platforms. Gotta finish this area off. Finish off the platforms in this area. Get the second batch of rotor production up. I feel like I got a bunch of wasted space, but you know, there's some belts I need to fix. At some point, I think I'm gonna fix a bunch of like the power lines and stuff that I got going through the conveyor belts. I'm gonna do that probably off the camera, because that's just gonna be really boring content. One thing I do gotta point out in my last video, I was trying to figure out why my screw production and my iron plate production was so different, and I think the funny thing about it is when I looked in here, I just see the numbers, you know, 20, and I thought that meant like it took 20 seconds to make one. Excuse me. But down here is actually where you can see that. That's actually 20 parts per minute, so I gotta try to match. See, this is 40 parts a minute, so I gotta try to match this stuff. So that's kind of what's going on there. You know, I don't know why it's so different. Maybe because you craft multiples at once of this. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's what's going on there. So I seen the video and I was like, I don't know why I can. And then I noticed the numbers and it was 40 parts per minute, and then yeah, the other one was 20 parts per minute. So I had to figure that out. Got my family in here this morning. Got a lot of hustle and bustling going on here today. Wanted to knock this video out first thing, just kind of get it done, and that way I don't gotta worry about doing it later. Seen another guy. I don't remember his name. I don't, plan on actually using any of his content. So if I want to using something that I've seen from him, I'll have to find his video and put a link in for it. But he wasn't using these big old thick foundations. He was using the little tiny thin ones. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the foundations all cost the same, right? Yeah, 6 and 6. So, I don't know. Maybe there's an advantage to the thin ones. Probably less space needed. I don't know. Maybe just preference there. But I do plan on going back through and like I said, putting in supports and making it look at least like this thing's not just floating in midair for no apparent reason. I'm not really a big fan of that kind of stuff. I actually kind of like it when it looks like it's supported by something. I am gonna put one block in. There's a spot over here where I got all these conveyor belts coming over that I need to I really need to manage. Oh, is that right, Emma? That's my daughter. Alright. Better knock out these conveyor belts. Taking the ends of these ones off because I gotta change them around. I'm gonna have them follow an outer line a little bit more. Got my dog barking in the background. Figures. So maybe what I'll do is I actually, because I'm so convinced on having these things put in a straight line. Maybe what I'll do is actually build these horizontally. I'll build these lines horizontally through this path right here. That might actually be the way to go. So, unfortunately, I ran out of concrete at this location. I'm gonna have to make the run and go back to the other location and grab a bunch of concrete and just kind of keep going with these platforms. Always with the platforms. Maybe I'll lay the rest of this section out. I mean, I don't know if people really care to see the platforms being laid out. So you gotta make a ramp. Yeah, I got enough for a ramp. So yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't put these into a storage. You know what? While I'm here, let me finish these off with storage. So that way I can have a large amount of concrete ready to go, because picking it up off the belt, you don't get that much. Yeah, I thought that other area was pretty bad. I gotta stop and get up high and look at this area again, because if I'm not mistaken, this area is like a madhouse too. That over there is my copper production that I set up before I start recording videos. That's actually pretty organized. It doesn't make as much as the iron production does. I mean, there's not as many things to make with it, so that has a lot to do with, you know, why it's so organized. And I haven't got to the point where I actually have to cross the production lines, not yet. So I haven't had to hook up the iron and the copper production. But you can see, I mean, just a small amount of production I got going on here. I mean, the belts are this is just horrible. This is not organized at all. I really got to come back and just delete all of this stuff and redo it again. Which will be the second time that I deleted everything in this area. Because originally I went through and I deleted a bunch of stuff down here and a bunch of stuff up there, added more furnaces to these mines. Yeah, so I think I'm actually going to take this down too and put it like up there on the mountain. We'll see. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool to have it there. I could like build a thing around it and, you know, have like a platform like around it, around the cables. I think it's probably one of the cooler structures I've seen in the game, because when you load it up with technology, you know, parts, and you hit it, it actually launches that thing all the way up it, which it's pretty cool. I mean, I have to give it credit. I thought it was pretty damn snazzy the way that they had it going. I thought it was pretty good. I was just kind of showing you guys my stuff. It's been a minute since I've been over here, so now that I got the coal production going, this is really kind of smoothed out. I mean, keep in mind, I don't have that much time on this game. I really don't. Let's see here. Play rotation 15 hours. So, I mean, I haven't just started it, but you know, this is my first 15 hours in this game ever. So I'm still trying to figure stuff out, man. Like I said, I tried not to read a bunch of stuff up on it. I try not to, just because, like, for me, it's okay to go into a game and know a lot about the game before you start playing. Don't get me wrong. I see why people do that. It makes sense. You know, you don't want to start off and suck at it. You want to make sure that's something that you like doing. It's a good game. You know, I get that. I get doing the research. For me, it kind of cheaps out the experience for me a little bit, because I already kind of know what to expect, and it kind of takes that edge off of the story. You know, that's how I go. Now, games like this, these aren't really story-driven games, but some of the funnest parts I've ever had while playing these building games like this was just figuring the stuff out. Like getting through it, making the stuff, making the mistakes, having to tear stuff down out of frustration and rebuild it. You know, that's just the struggle was fun. It was, you know, it actually was a lot of fun. And when you go and you do all this research on this stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, games are still a struggle, even if you know a lot of tricks and tips and everything else with them. I mean, Jesus, I was playing Path of Exile for a while, and I've been playing it for a while, and I'm really not good at that game either. So it's like, you know, I mean, can I make a build? Sure, I can make a build on that game. Can I do all in-game content and, you know, run, red maps, run, T15s and kill Uber Elder and everything else? It really depends. I mean, sometimes some of my builds I have, most of them I haven't. You know, that's something I've struggled with a lot. I've played it for so long that I've been having a hard time kind of keeping going on it. All right. I could probably cut down these trees and get a little more area, but Just a waste of stuff. I don't want to be carrying it all around with me. So I only had a couple of steel plates, so let's go and steal some steel plates off these belts. I don't really like doing it. I should probably dead in some of these belts into a storage unit. Actually, I got some going down here. I don't see a lot of production. All this production is kind of staying pretty stagnant. Yeah, I got some. I can grab some more. Alright, cool. So yeah, I mean that's probably the difference. You make 3 things of screws in 6 seconds, and you make 1 steel plate in 6 seconds. So I'm gonna have to optimize my lines and really pay attention. Probably gonna have to use the slug booster guys on this iron plate construction, so I can keep up with the screw production. And then I know I'm running a couple of foundries. I'm running 3 foundries per mine, but like I said, I plan on upgrading the mines. Like I don't want to come back and tear all this apart again. And I haven't even had a level 2 mine, so that might not even be enough furnaces for the level 2 mine. But I think I'll be okay. I mean, I got what, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 iron mines right here that I'm doing all this production on. And this is the easy production island. So, all right. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the screws up here. Just trying to keep the belts from overlapping. Oh, dang it! I need concrete. That is a production that just never gonna end. Between the foundations and the belt bases and the antenna power lines, and you just use so much of that stuff. It's not funny. When I go and I find my steel, cause I keep calling my iron production steel, and that's something that's probably going to confuse people. That's actually not steel. I have to unlock steel, and then to make steel, I gotta have coal and iron. And then there's a foundry, so I wonder if I'm gonna have to power the foundry with coal, or have like regular power and have the coal and the iron in the foundry to make steel. I think that's a little weird, maybe. That might be how they want it done. I don't know. I haven't got there yet, but that's just some speculation. Because I read the thing and it says, requires coal. So I gotta find a good coal spot that's got some iron close by. And then I'm probably gonna wind up using the whatchamacallits, the vehicles for that. I'm gonna bring them back down. For now, I gotta do something to get them over there. It's not my favorite method, but think it's better than having all the belts overlap and look all crazy. So. I'll put this one right on the corner here. And this one I'm not super worried about it having overlap with anything, so. Alright. So, like I said, I'm going to do this one at an angle. I need to get to a decent spot where I got some space. I can make some of these assemblers. It's under production tab, duh. Lengthwise, it's just gonna have to be. I was hoping I could make something happen with the belts being slanted like that, but I guess that's just not in the cards. The whole point is to try to have a little room in the front too, so I can alright. No, that failed. Alright, so we're gonna be making the rotors on this set, which is gonna be the screws and the iron bars. And then I'm gonna try to be making the modular frame. Well, maybe not the modular frames yet. There's another. Was it the modular? I think actually. What was it? It was. I think I made a mistake with these steel plate or the iron plates. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe I'll make some more iron plates up here, and then I can kind of make the modular frames go from there. The whole point is just to make my rotors as efficient, because I'm gonna need a ton of these, so I need to make these rotors efficiently. So I'm gonna set up 3 of these because I got 3 belts per. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna split one of these screw belts, and then I'm gonna have that screw belt and some iron plates. When I have one screw belt, I'm gonna have 2 screw belts split pretty much, and then that way I can be making reinforced iron plates up here as well as down here or over here, which I have a ton of these iron plate construction going on here. So I'll bring that up and incorporate those as well into my belt. I'll probably wind up just merging all those belts together, maybe. I don't know. But these extra plates, maybe I'll just dead end these into a storage unit up here and just kind of have like a nice storage spot for steel, you know, because I'm gonna be using iron. God, I'm gonna be using these things a lot. So all right, well, let's just get back to the task at hand. I'll figure something out with those later. I thought I was gonna be using those right here, but apparently I made a mistake in my own thought process. That's pretty bad, people. That's pretty awful. Alright, so this is gonna be my rotor production. So we're gonna try to keep this belt as far over as we can. Alright, and then we're gonna have this belt come off. And I want to try to leave a little bit of a gap in between them, because I am gonna have to make the screws cross the belts. So by leaving myself a little gap, it's gonna make my life a little easier. Now this isn't gonna probably be the most efficient, because I am gonna split a screw belt So one of these belts, one of these is, or two of these are going to be operating on one screw belt, and one screw belt is going to be feeding into three for the rotor production. So we're going to see how that goes. It looks like I have a lot of screws over here, so even with the split, even these aren't on yet, so I don't really know, but we're going to figure it out. I'm going to start the production of those when I get this built up here too. Kind of want to have everything laid out, and then I'm going to go back through and lay out all the power cables. Yeah, it's I said it before, you know, it's like this is a lengthy process to getting everything done. I mean, I'm sure there's probably somebody that's flies through this and makes it, you know, super nice, super organized. That's not me. I am not making this like the most organized thing ever. You know, it is every bit of the conveyor belt spaghetti that they talk about. So let me get this as close as I can. Alright. And we're gonna build up. See if that clip a belt. Did clip a belt. I tried to make it not. I could just elevate this one too. Oh, I did it again. Alright, there we go. There we go. I probably should have thought about splitting the belt right there, because that is the biggest gap I have. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to make this a bigger gap. Just kind of get this to go this way. Plug this right in. And then that way I got two of them right side by side. We're gonna go ahead and just put in the we're gonna go ahead and put in the splitter now. Why not just line one of the holes there? There. That way we have two. And then I can grab my other set of belt here. I'm gonna stop probably here. And I'm gonna have it right there. Cool. Alright, so that's going. We got all those hooked up. I'm gonna get the power going to those. Got the screws moving on. I got the iron bars. Let's get these screws over this way. Get the screws over this way. Alright. Now let's get these belts ran from here. I can't afford. Maybe what I should be doing is putting these in storage right now. I'm gonna have to hang tight on these. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this three set of belts here. I'm just gonna try to hang tight on those. Well, there's a I failed box right here. Let's see what we got in this. Alright. I mean, I really need a large area to get all this stuff flowing correctly, because man, this is a lot of stuff. Oh. Yeah, the production of these is gonna be pretty slow, so I'm gonna combine these belts and make them two. Just make two of these belts, basically, from these 6. I don't really care too much if these overlap, or you know, just the shoulders of them overlap, because this is very tight right here. Like, this is very tight, so. So since I'm only going to be making 2 of these belts, I'm only going to need 2 of these screw conveyors. So let's get these converted. Let's get these belts down to a more manageable size here. So I'm actually going to put this probably over here some more. And then I'm going to do the 1, and then I'm going to do the 2. And now we're just gonna run these belts, because these are gonna be making the advanced belts. So we're gonna be the advanced plating. Almost made a boo-boo there. This one goes in here. This one comes around, goes in there. And this one goes all the way around. Go in there. And now I got 1 belt with the reinforced plating coming out. Now we should be doing the same thing pretty much here. disadvantages of having belts collide. I lost the belt there for a moment. I don't want to say they got to sit there and kind of follow the belt, see the dead end into a bunch of other belts. Like, oh, that's where you went to hide. Alright, there's that one, and then we're going to do the splitter right here. Like I said, I only need 2, so I'm not going to do a full 3 split. I'm just going to do it 2. Alright, there's that. And then 2 more constructors for the... This can be advanced plating here, or reinforced iron plating there, and screws. So now it's going to be the modular frames up here. We're going to build 2 more if I can. These assemblers. 2 more assemblers going out this way. So we're just going to put 1 and 2. Screw, and then screw. Oh, ran out of steel plates again. You can see these are gonna make all my reinforced. I have 6 of these things, so hopefully this all goes smooth and I didn't overestimate everything, which I probably did, but it'll be all right. And I still have those three belts up top, which is basically a whole mine pretty much. It's just not making anything. It's kind of just wasted production there. I really don't know what I should do with them. I don't know if I should dead end them and then just add them in somewhere else, you know, do a merge them in. But that's a lot of reconstruction. That's a lot of question marks that I just don't know. I don't know. Oh man, feels good. Feels good. All of that, just to end with just this, just these 5 little assemblers. Yeah, you start off with wow. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with these steel plates. Let me get rid of these belts up here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, iron plates. God, it's messing me up. But let's get into making some power lines. Let's find a power line to connect into. Looks like there's one there. And then what we'll do is we're gonna put 2 down and kind of just branch off from there. 1, 2. And then this one is going to come through and do all of these. It's got those 2. This one's going to get these 2. This one's going to get these 2. I mean, I got a ton of power grid, so I'm hoping this is going to be okay. I don't know. That's another thing I don't know, is how much I can split up my coal. Oh, I already got these set up, it looks like. Cool. I didn't do them all, though. Oh, maybe I did. Yep, all of them are working. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I like it. Yeah, there it comes. First iron, well, second one apparently, because I'm slow. Alright, we're gonna make another power line connection up here. Oh, shoot. And that, kids, is why you don't just run around without looking where you're going. Let's see if I can get up on this belt. There we go. Alright, so I gotta make another connection here. Probably gonna just piggyback off of it. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Alright. Put the first pole up here. And then the second pole, I'm going to do a similar kind of deal here. I'm actually going to put 2 down and then just kind of piggyback off. The reason why I do the 2 is just because you can never have too many power poles. You can only have up to 4 connections per pole, so I would rather be safe than sorry and have an extra pole and not need it. And so that way I'm not trying to, you know, reconnect stuff later. And then this one goes here. And you know, I'll even finish this one off just putting an extra pole out on the outside of everything. Alright, this is going to be the modular frames. Nope. Wait a second. I made a boo-boo. Dang it. I made a boo-boo. That sucks. But something that's easily remedied. Easily remedied. What I'm actually gonna do is pull this one out. Let's pull this out. Ah, what the hell did I? Oh, I canceled. Alright, get rid of all that. Alright. I'm gonna redo this section here. You see what happens? See what happens when you don't pay attention? There we go. Relatively easy fix. Now it's just getting this stuff off of here. I thought I took all this down. Oh well, maybe I saw something going on inside of it. Who knows? Alright. There we go. Now we can start making some stuff here. Need modular frames. And here I can start making my rotors. Alright, so we got the frames making, we got the rotors making. After I hook up my power lines. Oh, jeez. Alright, there we go. There we go. rotor production, and we have some wonderful modular frame production, along with a metric load of reinforced iron plates. Alright, well, we got that all situated. I appreciate it, guys, and I will be on next time. Actually, the next video is actually going to be for Mountain Blade Warband, so Mountain Blade Bannerlord. And it looks like I need to add more power, because my power just tripped. So, we're going to have fun with that off camera. Alright, you guys have a good one. See y'all.